Well overdue. And here comes the sun. Goodly amount of stores. Put that one to one side because there's one frame too many, and so one frame has to be kept out. It might not be that one. It's a start. Right, stores and brood on this one. There's play cup on the bottom, but it's nothing serious. Play cup on the face as well. This is a queen from about July last year. Both these colonies in the garden were queenless, and we run emerging virgins into both of them. Might have been, yeah, it was about July, I think. And they both accepted them and both got out and mated successfully. Stuart is checking the queen cells. It's not surprising there's queen cells in there because they are congested. We've been trying to do this for about the last fortnight, but the weather's been against us. So Stuart's carefully looking for the queen. He wants to know that he has put the queen over. Once she's in there, then you know the colony is safe. Lose the queen in this operation and then it's all downhill from there, and you could possibly even lose the colony. So far these are just play cups. I'm just vaguely thinking about it, but if we don't give them more space, then they really have no choice but to swarm, because they've got no room to expand. And it's perfectly natural, it's how they breed. However, what we want is nice big colonies to gather honey for us, and we don't want uncontrolled swarms because of the damage that would do to to our reputation really in the village, because these are in the village. We don't want swarms going around causing a nuisance. They're very gentle bees, these, very buckfasty. From one of our favourite colonies, which is why I thought it was worth bringing the queens home. It's a very simple way to increase colonies if you do come across queens that are emerging. Of course, we do actually try not to get to that stage, but it happens sometimes. See, Stuart's just lightly blowing on clusters of bees to make them run around, just to be sure the queen is not in the middle of the cluster. Obviously it's much easier if you do this when there's not quite as many bees. They're not really flying much because the weather's very changeable today, and not that warm, although it is quite nice and warm in this against the wall as it is here, so that it's in a little sun trap. There we are. You see, he checked the queen wasn't on the wall before he knocked them in. We've put the box obviously in exactly the same spot as the polynuke was in, so the bees will, once we find the queen, the bees will gravitate back to this new box, so it won't disrupt them very much at all, and they'll be jolly glad of the space. We're actually going to move these bees because it rather stops us from being able to keep this bit of the garden tidy. We need to keep it a bit tidier than it is at the moment. So we have decided we are going to move these bees away and find a better spot. We do want to keep some bees in the garden. We miss them if they're not. We can't have a daily dose of peering at a bee. Also gives us an indication what our other hives may be doing further away. He'll be jolly lucky if he finds the queen for first pass. If he doesn't, he will go through again. He usually finds the queen, not absolutely every time, but usually. You can tell these bees, they're moaning a bit, but they're not overly bothered. Now he's trimming that comb off the bottom because it won't actually fit in the box. Polynukes are slightly deeper in the middle than our proper hives are, so if there's very much he has to. He's just smoking his hands gently to discourage the bees. They're being good, as we'd expect from this particular one. He doesn't want to use much smoke on the actual nuke because he wants the bees and the queen, hopefully, to be on the frame so he can find her. It's always a nuisance if she's in the box, and then I'll have to stop videoing and help him get them out. I hate picking up queens, I know I shouldn't. That's the thought that I might squidge it, just damage the queen. They say the way to get over that is to practice picking up drones, but I find drones no problem at all to pick up. They're a different shape. I do not like picking up queens. Plenty of eggs and larvae, Stuart?
Yeah. A few more eggs. Not bad. Nice colony. They're not aggressive.
No, not at all. Just complaining that you're tearing their house to pieces, which is unavoidable in this operation. Well, unless she's on this one. which is certainly possible. I think with polynucleus they use the frames all the way across, unlike wooden hives where they're inclined not to, unless they're very big colonies, they're inclined not to go right to the edge. It's not a very good frame, that. We should be replacing it. It's difficult to do in a colony this size because we don't like to destroy brood.
There she is.
Oh, well done. Let me see if I can see her. Yeah, you're quite right. There she is. Oh, and what a beauty. Would you like me to take a frame out so you can put that one in safely?
Yeah.
You may need to trim the edge. Well spotted, that man, as always. He really does find the queen at least 9 times out of 10. I'm extremely impressed because it's the other once that I probably find them. Now he's straightening everything up. And the rest of the girls that are in the box can be banged in, as you can see. They were well overdue, a new box. And he's just taking off the brace cone off the top of the frames so that when he puts the queen excluder on, it doesn't squidge bees. It's always difficult. It's almost inevitable you will squidge bees. You can see this is a very gentle hive. These bees are just sitting on my hand going, well, we keep out of it for a while. They're not any problem whatsoever. Even the ones that Stuart's got. The place that you do get the odd sting is your hands, because it is inevitable you're going to accidentally trap bees, and you can hardly blame them for giving you a little peck if you've trapped them. Stuart, can I point that snail out to you? It might be dead. There we are. Is it dead, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't think it is. Oh, carefully. Oh, well done. So, queen excluder. This is to keep the queen down in this box and not getting her laying in amongst. This is a colony that could end up with a brood and a half at some point. We do try not to give them brood and a half, but some of the bigger colonies, you just got to do it. It's very important not to let any bees get too crowded nowadays because of the situation with the deformed wing virus, which definitely seems to be worse in big colonies, your best colonies usually. So you want to always be trying to make certain they have enough space. So there we are, that's everything up.